A small mouse crept up to a sleeping lion. The mouse admired the lion's ears, his long whiskers, and his great mane. Since he's sleeping, thought the mouse, he'll never suspect I'm here. With that, the little mouse climbed up onto the lion's tail, ran across its back, slid down its leg, and jumped off its paw. The lion awoke and quickly caught the mouse between its claws. "Please," said the mouse, "let me go, and I'll come back and help you someday." The lion laughed. "You're so small, how could you ever help me?" The lion laughed so hard he had to hold his belly. The mouse jumped to freedom and ran until she was far, far away. The next day, 2 hunters came to the jungle. They went to the lion's lair. They set up a huge rope snare. When the lion came home that night, he stepped into the trap. He roared, he wept, but he couldn't pull himself free. The mouse heard the lion's pitiful roar and came back to help him. The mouse eyed the trap and noticed the one thick rope that held it together. She began nibbling and nibbling until the rope broke. The lion was able to shake off the other ropes that held him tight. He stood up free again. The lion turned to the mouse and said, "Dear friend, I was foolish to ridicule you for being so small. You helped me by saving my life after all."
This is the story of Scat the Cat. Scat the Cat was an old, dull, gray cat, and he'd spent his whole life wanting to be something different. He thought, "Oh, that fire truck is sure beautiful. I would like to be like the fire truck." And he thought, "Oh, man, I sure would like to be the sun. He sure is bright and beautiful." Or the color of the water would just be so magnificent. And so one day, Scat was down at the river, and he was fishing, and he caught a big, beautiful goldfish. And he thought, "Oh, this is going to make one heck of a meal. I can't wait to get home." And so Scat grabbed a hold of that fish, went to take a bite, and the fish said, "Oh, have mercy, please don't eat me." And so Scat said, "Well, why should I let you go?" And he said, "I will grant you any wish you want. Just one wish, any wish." And Scat said, "You know what? I'm going to take that chance. I'm going to throw you back. I've always had a dream of being something else." The goldfish said, "Okay, all you have to do is say, 'I'm Scat the Cat, I'm sassy and fat, and I can change my color just like that.' And you think of a color, and when you wake up, you will turn into that color." And Scat said, "All right, I don't believe you, but I'm going to try it." And so he threw the fish back into the river, and he thought, "You know what, all this work, I do need a nap. I'm going to lay down right here next to this water. I'm going to take me a nap. But before I do that, I'm going to think of myself a color. Oh, I got just the perfect color." And so Scat said, "I'm Scat the Cat, I'm sassy and fat, I can change my color just like that." And so Scat got up from his nap, and he stretched, and just about the time he did, he tripped and fell right in that water. And he was going down the river, and he was yelling, "Help, help, somebody help me." And his friends came running up and said, "Scat, where are you? Scat, we can't see you." And Scat says, "I'm in the water." And Scat washed down the river and finally got himself out. And when he got out, he thought, "Oh man, I do not want to be the color of the water. I thought that was going to be the greatest color of all." And in the end, boy, that just didn't work for me. After all that work, Scat decided he needed another nap. And so he laid down and he thought, "You know, I'm going to find myself another color." And so Scat said, "I'm Scat the Cat, I'm sassy and fat, I can change my color just like that." And when he woke up, he admired himself. He truly was the prettiest cat you'd ever seen. And Scat starts walking by, and he's going to go show all of his buddies his new color. And when he gets to them, they're like, "Scat, what's wrong with you? You're all sunburned." "Oh my gosh, Scat, something's wrong." And Scat's like, "Oh my gosh. No guys, I changed my color to red. Don't y'all like it?" "Well, Scat, cats aren't red. You look like you've been sunburned." And so Scat went to go find his mom so he could show her his color. And his mom said, Scat, what's the matter with you? You look like you're on fire. And they dumped water on him. And Scat said, oh, I don't want to be that anymore. I'm going to need myself a nap. And so Scat laid down and he said, I'm Scat the cat. I'm sassy and fat. I can change my color just like that. And he found himself a nice new color. And when he woke up, he was magnificent. He went and saw his friends, and they said, oh, Scat, you've done it now. That's the greatest color I've ever seen. And Scat said, where are we going to go today? And they said, well, let's go to the zoo. And Scat went to the zoo with them, and they were walking around the zoo, and they saw the monkeys and the kangaroos, and everyone was complimenting Scat for his new color. He finally made it to the lion's den, and the lion came out and he said, Scat the cat, what do you think you are doing? I am the only yellow, vibrant cat in the whole area, and you better change your color or I'm gonna eat you. And Scat took off and he ran all the way home. When he got home, he laid down and he thought, you know what? I have had one rough day. I gotta change my color one more time. And when Scat the cat laid down, he said, I'm Scat the cat. I'm sassy and fat, and I can change my color just like that. And when he woke up, he was back to that plain old gray cat. And he decided it was better to be himself than try to be somebody else.